What is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Saturday, December 31st slate of NBA action, the last day of 2022. Hopefully we can bring in the new year with some absolute money. Finish off 2022 with a bang. More than likely we'll be keeping the card a little bit smaller. Might be looking to add a play. I do have 3 plays that I do really like, though, and then, of course, we do have our consensus play once again. But before we go ahead and dive into it, I did just want to go ahead and say we are still currently on the road to 11,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are on the road to 11,000. Make sure you guys are subbed. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving me such a small channel, such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me, so much more than you guys will ever know. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into a quick recap as of yesterday. With our consensus play, we had another winning day. So, if we take a look at it, we did have Sabonis over 40.5 PRAs versus the Jazz. He ended up having a really good game in that one. He really took advantage of pretty much every opportunity that he did end up having. He ended up with 47 PRAs, a really good night overall. Finished with 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. He had a really good game, was inching very close to that triple-double. I kind of wanted to sprinkle a little bit on there, but it didn't end up doing that. But regardless, ends up hitting the over in PRAs for us. And then we did end up having DeMar DeRozan. I'm telling you, the Bulls, they're done. They're absolutely done. I have, literally, right over here, I have Bulls jerseys galore, right? I have a million different Bulls jerseys. I'm a diehard Bulls fan. I'm done betting on them. I'm absolutely done betting on them because the night that I take DeRozan, right, he finishes with 33 PRAs, so just short of this number. But it's because Zach LaVine had like 40 points. So it's just crazy because either Zach LaVine's going off or DeMar DeRozan's going off. It's way too hard to predict which one it's going to be. So I'm done with Bulls props for a while. I really am. I know they're my favorite team, but I'm just done betting on them. And then we did end up having the Nuggets minus 4.5 versus the Heat. This one was sweaty. This one was absolutely sweaty. But the Nuggets did end up pulling it out for us late. Couple late game free throws. And Jamal Murray really took over that fourth quarter. He was absolutely ballistic in that fourth quarter. It was really electric, and Jokic hit a really big three to be able to really kind of get that momentum going. So that one ended up working out for us. Then we did have our added play. We had Markelle Fultz over 15.5 points versus Washington at plus 100 odds. I kind of tweeted about this, but Markelle Fultz missed literally a wide open layup. He got the ball, he dribbled under the hoop, he dribbled through, like by the baseline, dribbles all the way through, gets to the other side of the hoop, and Porzingis ends up jumping. He jumps and he goes out of bounds. He's out of the play at this point. Markelle Fultz, wide open layup, and misses it. It was absolutely insane. Ends up with just 12, I think it was, but he didn't end up playing the whole fourth quarter. So there's really not too much you can do about that one. So he ends up with 12, does not end up hitting the over. Franz Wagner was the play. I tweeted it out. I was like, do I go Fultz or Wagner? It was pretty 50-50. I took Markelle Fultz. I thought it was a pretty good spot. But, it is what it is. We ended up going 2-2 on our official plays, and then our consensus play did end up hitting as well. So technically 3-2, however you want to look at it. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's plays. Like I said, I have 3 plays. I may add another one. If I do, of course, it will always be in the pinned comment section and on my Twitter. So make sure you guys do check out both of those spots. But without any further ado, let's dive into it. So we've got our first official play of the day, our King Skill Shot play of the day. We have Tyrese Halliburton over 18.5 points versus the Clippers at minus 125 odds. So now, I will go ahead and do a quick disclaimer here. I would not take his PRAs and more than likely would not take his assists. The only reason being is because if you look at this from a strategical standpoint, right? Tyrese Halliburton has the ability to go out there and score a lot of points. There's no doubt about that. But the main guys that he's going to be getting his assists from are going to be guys like Benedict Mathurin. They're going to be guys like Buddy Hield. They're going to be guys like Andrew Nembhard. They're going to be guys like just some of the wing players, right? Their bigs don't really they don't really score a whole bunch, so he gets most of his assists from the wing players. Well, they're playing the Clippers, and as of right now, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are still active in this game, so it's going to make it really tough for those wings to be able to play or be able to score, which is why I love Tyrese Halliburton's over here. He has also gone over in 4 out of his last 5 games, and he has gone over in 12 of his last 17 home games, averaging a total of 20.8 points per game. So if he ends up just hitting his average here at home, we end up winning this one. So that's what I really do like about it. And this over-under is set to 230. That's crazy for a Clippers game. The Clippers games are normally pretty low for over-unders, but this one's set to 230, so I really do like that. And in the last 3 games, the Clippers defense, despite having Kawhi Leonard back in the lineup, they've kind of struggled. In the last 3 games, the Clippers have given up the 12th most points per game to opposing teams in general, and it doesn't stop just there because they're 15th in defensive efficiency, which I know that doesn't sound crazy. It's literally right in the middle of the NBA, but they're 5th on the year. So you're telling me they dropped from 5th all the way to 15th in their last 3? Something seems a little bit off to me. I really do like this here. It's going to be the early game. I don't think there's going to be nearly as much defense played. I really think this is a good spot here to be taking it over. So we're just asking for 19 from him. I think he can easily get that done for us. So that is going to be our first official play of the day. Tyrese Halliburton over 18.5 points here versus the Clippers at minus 125 odds. Now for our second official play of the day, we are going to be taking Gordon Hayward under 22.5 PRAs here versus Brooklyn at minus 110 odds. Now, I like this for a couple different reasons as well. He has gone over or under this line in 4 out of his last 5 games. He hasn't necessarily been a huge part of this offense here recently, and in the last 7 and just in general, the Brooklyn Nets, they have been absolutely elite. In the last 7 games, they've allowed the 3rd fewest points per game, 3rd fewest rebounds per game, and 6th fewest assists per game to opposing small forwards. They've been really, really good here in these last 7 games, and specifically to that small forward position. And I really don't think anything's going to be changing there. They have also been 7th in defensive efficiency in the last 3, and they've allowed the 3rd fewest points. This Brooklyn team has been legit here recently. They're on a crazy win streak, and they've been just really, really good. They've been winning a lot of games here recently. They've been locking up on defense, and I think it's going to be a tough night in the office for Gordon Hayward. And with LaMelo Ball back, the usage of Gordon Hayward has gone drastically down. So I really do like it here, and there is always blowout potential. I know that the Hornets have been a much better team with LaMelo on the floor. But let's be honest, Brooklyn is just far and away the better team here. You never know what could happen. It could be a blowout. There's always that potential there. So I really do like this here for our second official play of the day. Gordon Hayward under 22.5 PRAs versus Brooklyn at minus 110 odds. Now for our third and final play of the day, as of right now, like I said, I'm going to more than likely be adding one, but I haven't really decided yet. But we're going with Jalen Green over 22.5 points here versus the Knicks at minus 105 odds. Now, I just have to give my explanation here. Jalen Green is at home. Take Jalen Green at home. I love this play. And once again, let's go ahead and dive into some stats just in case if you guys don't believe me or if you guys are new. He's covered in 4 straight games. He's been electric here recently. He's taking a ton of shots. I love it. Not to mention, he is averaging 23.3 points per game at home. If he ends up hitting his average here at home, you're looking at a cash. So I really do like that. And the best wing defender for the New York Knicks arguably is RJ Barrett. Well, guess what? He's going to be out of this game. He's not playing, and it looks like Jalen Brunson is also questionable. So that's another body that they can't really throw out on a guy like Jalen Green. And the spread is only 5.5 for a little bit of line reading here. The spread's only 5.5. If that's going to hold true and the Rockets are going to cover, Jalen Green is going to have a big night. There's just absolutely no way around it. So he has covered in 4 straight. He's really good at home. They're missing their best wing defender in RJ Barrett to be able to throw out on him. So I really do like this one. And in the last 7 games, the Knicks, they do allow the 9th most points per game to opposing shooting guards, even with RJ Barrett in the games at the beginning of this last 7, And the Knicks, they do allow the 5th most points per game in their last 3 games. So despite being a pretty good defense overall, in the last 3 games, they've kind of struggled here recently. I'm going to take advantage of it now. while I'm able to. So that is going to be our third official play of the day. Jalen Green over 22.5 points here versus the Knicks at minus 105 odds. Now, for our consensus play, we are going to be going to the Heat and the Jazz game. Currently, the Jazz are 3.5 point favorites. The Heat, as of right now, are missing Victor Oladipo and Caleb Martin. The Jazz, they have absolutely no injuries listed on the report. Now, I'm going to save us all some time because all 5 of us are on the Utah Jazz minus the 3.5. I think that this line is telling you exactly what it needs to tell you. This line is telling you that I think that, truthfully, I don't think Jimmy plays today. I think that we could see Jimmy being out. We could even potentially see Bam out. But minus 3.5 is definitely doable. Both these teams are on the second leg of a back-to-back, and I just really like the home team here. So we are going to be riding with it for our consensus play of the day, which has been red hot. Red hot. We're at like 70%, I think, if I remember my math correctly. But I think we're at 70% right now. So we're going to be riding with it. Jazz minus 3.5 here versus the Heat at minus 110 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are on the road to 11,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Center signing out. Peace.